Every wish you whisper plants a star in the quantum field, and its light reaches you before your eyes can see. There is a sacred moment, almost imperceptible, when a desire is first born within you. It arises not from effort, but from a silent place within your being, a tremor of longing, a pulse of expansion. This desire, once felt, once claimed even silently within, immediately projects itself into the vast fabric of the universe. The transmission is instant. No matter how hesitant your words, no matter how quiet your wish, the field already knows. Manifestation does not begin with action. It begins with vibration. Each authentic desire sends out an organized ripple, much like a soft frequency being sung into the ethers. This ripple, unseen but deeply real, creates a magnetic imprint in the quantum field, a seed sown in the invisible soil of existence. Before anything can bloom visibly in your life, it has already germinated vibrationally. The universe responds not later, but now. It responds before your logical mind can even grasp the complexity of what has been set into motion. It begins arranging energies, aligning timelines, calling forth synchronicities. It starts speaking to you in a language far older than words, the language of signs. These signs are not random artifacts floating through your path. They are echoes, living confirmations that the seed has been received, that the field is stirring. Yet so often, these early echoes are missed. We look for grand gestures, immediate proofs, visible miracles. We demand fireworks from a sky still weaving the clouds. But the signs that precede manifestation are subtler, softer, more patient. They whisper where we expect shouts. They glow where we expect explosions. They invite rather than insist. Every true request generates a vibrational sequence, and this sequence begins to mirror itself into your experience almost immediately, through patterns, symbols, intuitive nudges. The moment you ask, reality begins responding. It is not waiting for you to prove your worthiness. It is not waiting for conditions to be perfect. It is waiting only for you to see. Signs arrive first, because they are the bridge between vibration and materialization. They are the transition point, the twilight between the invisible and the visible. When you begin to perceive these early signals, you are witnessing the first light of your future reality breaking through the veil of the now. The question is never whether signs are appearing. They are. The only question is, are you attuned enough to recognize them? Just as the first green sprout peeking through the soil carries the promise of the whole tree, so does each sign contain the blueprint of the manifestation to come. Ignoring these signs is like walking past a garden blooming just for you, believing you are still in a barren land. Recognizing these signs, however, transforms your path. It anchors you deeper into trust, expands your receptivity, harmonizes your frequency with the unfolding gift. To live attuned to the signs is to live in a continual state of miracle. You cease asking, when will it happen? And begin asking, how is it already happening? The vibrational realm is faster, lighter, more fluid than the dense physical world. Thus, the echoes of your creation appear first as energetic phenomena, meaningful coincidences, inner callings, subtle visions. When you feel a sudden alignment, a burst of clarity, a serendipitous encounter, a recurring symbol, a dream that lingers, these are not mere anomalies. They are communications. They are the song of your future self, calling you forward. The sacred architecture of manifestation. Signs are the scaffolding upon which the house of your desires is built. Without seeing the scaffolding, you might think the building has yet to begin, but it is already underway. Faith is the eye that sees before the world catches up. The signs come to strengthen that eye. They come to train you in the art of vibrational perception. The deeper truth is this: manifestations are never sudden. They are preceded by countless whisperings, countless opportunities to recognize the echo before the voice fully speaks. The universe is not testing you with these signs. It is preparing you. It is gently shifting your inner landscape so that, when the full manifestation arrives, you will be able to receive it without resistance, without fear, without disbelief. Recognizing signs is not about decoding a puzzle. It is about expanding your presence. It is about entering the moment so deeply that the vibrational architecture becomes visible. To those who live with vibrational awareness, the world is never silent. It is constantly singing back their desires in myriad forms. A feather on the sidewalk, a stranger's words echoing a private thought, a sudden stirring in the heart without any logical cause. Every whisper of life is meaningful to those who are awake. Every breeze carries information. Every ripple of time is a message. The signs you asked for are not far. They are not hidden behind impossible layers. They are brushing against you already. You are never meant to walk blind. The universe is a faithful mirror, a living book written in the language of symbols, vibration, and alignment. Your task is simple, though not always easy. Remember how to read. Remember how to listen with the heart, see with the soul, and trust with the body. And when you do, you will realize something astonishing. You have never been alone. You have always been answered, even before you knew how to ask. Reflection for today. What quiet sign has brushed your life recently, disguised as something ordinary? Perhaps nothing is as ordinary as it seems. Perhaps the miracle is already humming around you, waiting only for your notice to step fully into form. Let this remembrance settle into your being. You are already in the dance of creation. You are already being spoken to. Stay awake. The signs are not coming. They are here. Between every question and every answer lies an invisible bridge, woven by the frequencies you choose to hold. There exists a space so sacred, so luminous, that few ever realize they are walking through it. It is the field between your request and your manifestation, the sacred corridor of becoming. This field is not empty. It is alive, vibrating with infinite possibilities, each waiting for the touch of your frequency to activate it into form. When you ask, the universe does not store your request in a distant archive. It immediately begins weaving a tapestry of energetic alignments, potential meetings, spontaneous inspirations. But the shape and speed of this weaving are not determined by the size of your desire or by how much you think you deserve it. They are determined by your current vibrational state. In this field, your emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and unconscious patterns form a symphony of signals. The more coherent your vibration is with your desire, the faster the pathway between you and your manifestation opens. The universe does not grant wishes based on effort or merit. It responds to resonance. This is why some people manifest with apparent ease while others struggle despite great effort. It is not the asking that moves mountains. It is the alignment. The field listens to the frequency underneath your words. It hears the silent music of your being. If you speak of abundance but vibrate in scarcity, the field reflects scarcity. If you speak of love but vibrate in fear, the field mirrors fear. If you speak of dreams but vibrate in doubt, the field returns uncertainty. You cannot deceive the field, not because it judges, but because it operates on pure vibrational law. It answers the real you, not the mask you wear. This is not a punishment. It is a profound invitation to authenticity. The difference between wanting and being ready is everything. Wanting often carries within it an energy of lack, a longing that says, "I do not yet have this." That signal projects separation. Readiness, however, carries an energy of presence. It says, "I am already in resonance with what I asked for." That signal projects unity. The field between you and your answer becomes as short as your alignment is strong. There is no objective timeline for manifestations. Time is elastic within the field. Reality bends to the coherence of your vibration. When your inner world sings the same song as your desire, time collapses. Miracles seem to erupt from nowhere. Opportunities magnetize themselves to you without strain. Synchronicities flood your days like golden leaves carried by a river. But when you vibrate against your desire, the field must wait, not because it is withholding, but because you are not yet a match for what you are calling. The universe loves you too much to deliver something you are not yet prepared to hold. Preparation is not about proving yourself. It is about becoming the frequency of your future. Every day you are given countless chances to tune your field. Moments of choice, moments of surrender, moments of honesty. Each thought, each feeling, each breath is a brushstroke painting the vibrational canvas of your life. The field is never static. It shifts with every internal movement you make. When you feel joy despite outer circumstances, you accelerate your manifestations. When you trust without evidence, you collapse timelines. When you act from your heart instead of your fear, you open new corridors of possibility that logic could never predict. The space between you and your answer is alive with listening. It is shaping itself according to your now. The signs you begin to receive in this field are invitations, mirrors, nudges toward finer alignment. You may dream of a door. You may hear a song that speaks of journeys. You may encounter a stranger who unknowingly affirms your hidden desires. These are not random events. They are vibrational bridges. Each sign, if embraced, brings you closer to your manifestation. Each sign, if ignored, leaves the bridge uncrossed a little longer. There is no need for guilt here, only awareness, only tenderness. The field is patient. It holds your dreams in sacred trust until you are vibrationally capable of receiving them. If manifestations seem delayed, trust that what is occurring is not punishment but preparation. Perhaps you are still discarding old frequencies. Perhaps you are still learning the language of your own soul. Perhaps you are still weaving the strength needed to stand inside the magnitude of your dream. Whatever the case, you are not alone in the field. Your future self already exists. Your dream already lives. The field is simply tuning you to meet them. What appears to be waiting is, in truth, a grand orchestration of becoming. Reflection. In the silence between asking and receiving, what are you choosing to broadcast? Every thought, every feeling is a broadcast. A conversation with the field. Are you speaking faith or fear? Are you whispering love or lack? The field is always answering. Listen not with impatience, but with reverence. You are being answered. Even now, every heartbeat is part of the reply. Stay present. Stay aligned. The bridge is already building itself under your feet. Walk it with trust. Walk it with awe. Walk it as if you knew the entire universe was conspiring, not against you, but for you, because it is. If this reflection resonates with the quiet part of you that already knows, perhaps it is time to deepen your presence. Consider keeping a manifestation journal, a sacred space where you can record the signs, the whispers, the bridges that life is building for you. Sometimes, witnessing your own journey in written form is the key that unlocks the door already waiting for you to walk through. Before reality delivers the form, it delivers the echo. To perceive the signs that precede manifestation is to walk in a different dimension of awareness. It is to understand that reality is a river flowing not just with events, but with messages, a constant unfolding of the unseen into the seen. Signs are the gentle prelude to the materialization of your desires. They are the whispers before the arrival, the soft footprints leading you toward the door that is already unlocking. But what are these signs? And how can you recognize them before they fully bloom into form? Repeating numbers. One of the most common vibrational signs is the repeated appearance of number sequences: 1111, 222, 333, 555. These sequences are not mere coincidences. They are vibrational markers, like signposts placed along your path by a consciousness that hears your deepest call. 1111 often signals an energetic portal opening. It invites alignment between thought, feeling, and action. 222 speaks of trust in unseen processes. It asks you to hold the vibration even when the physical evidence is not yet visible. 333 carries a frequency of creative amplification and spiritual support. 555 heralds transformative change, urging you to prepare for a quantum leap. When you notice these patterns, do not rush past them. Pause, breathe, feel. They are affirmations from the field that something within you is resonating so purely that reality must respond. Words and synchronicities. Sometimes the signs come as words, not from within, but from the world around you. You might overhear a conversation between strangers that answers a private question you have been holding. You might see a phrase repeated in books, articles, songs, a phrase that feels stitched to the fabric of your heart. These are not random echoes. They are vibrational responses, language folding itself into form to mirror your interior movement. Dreams and inner visions. Before reality shifts outside of you, it often stirs inside of you. Dreams become more vivid. Symbols emerge. You may encounter archetypal imagery, journeys, doors, mountains, oceans, flight. In these dreams, the mind releases its grip, allowing the soul to speak freely. Sometimes the messages are clear. Sometimes they come wrapped in layers of metaphor, asking you to feel rather than analyze. The dreamscape is not a separate world. It is the field conversing with you in a language that transcends linear understanding. Sudden encounters. A person crosses your path unexpectedly. An opportunity appears without logical explanation. A conversation opens a door you didn't know was there. These sudden shifts are not interruptions. They are realignments. When you are in vibrational proximity to your desire, life rearranges itself with elegant precision, bringing you exactly what you need, often cloaked as chance. Inner certainties. Perhaps the most profound signs are the ones that require no external validation. You simply know. You know a decision is right. You know a change is coming. You know you are supported, even when no visible evidence yet confirms. This inner knowing is the clearest conversation the field can have with you. It bypasses the mind. It anchors in the soul. Learning to trust this knowing is one of the final initiations on the path of conscious manifestation, the invisible orchestra. Imagine an invisible orchestra playing a symphony just for you. The violins are the repeating numbers. The flutes are the whispered phrases. The drums are the chance encounters. The harp is the dream imagery. The conductor is your higher self, guiding every note to meet you exactly where you are. When you attune to the music, you realize you have never been waiting alone in silence. You have been surrounded by a song written from your own soul's call. Reflection. Which signs have brushed against your awareness recently? Which ones have you honored, and which ones have you dismissed? There is a gentle art in learning to listen. It requires not striving but softening, not forcing but allowing. The universe speaks not to the mind that demands, but to the heart that receives. If this exploration is awakening a sense of remembrance within you, this is your invitation to deepen the journey. The field is already speaking. All you have to do is listen. The most subtle prisons are the ones we cannot see, the ones built inside our perception. From the earliest moments of life, most of us are taught to view reality through a narrow lens. We are conditioned to trust only what can be measured, quantified, proven. We are praised for logical reasoning and cautioned against intuition. We are taught that coincidence is meaningless, that signs are fantasies, that magic is childish. This conditioning is not malicious. It is inherited, passed down through generations who themselves forgot how to see. But it has left a deep veil over our natural abilities. It has dulled the senses that once heard the language of the stars, once recognized the whispers of the field. The rational mind is a beautiful tool, but when it becomes a tyrant, it cuts us off from the living poetry of existence. It forces everything into categories, real or unreal, possible or impossible, valuable or worthless. And so, many signs brush past unnoticed. Dreams are dismissed as random firing of neurons. Synchronicities are shrugged off as statistical anomalies. Inner knowings are buried beneath piles of doubt. The field keeps speaking, but the conditioned mind insists on silence. Yet even under layers of programming, the soul remembers. There are moments when the old codes falter, when a coincidence feels too precise, when a dream stirs something ancient, when a repeated symbol tugs at the heart. In these moments, the soul leans forward, whispering, "Remember." Conditioning is not just a mental framework. It is a vibrational filter. It colors what we allow ourselves to perceive. A world seen through the filter of disbelief appears barren, mechanical, hostile. A world seen through the lens of wonder reveals its living heartbeat. Both worlds exist simultaneously. Your frequency determines which one you live in. The veil of rationality is not lifted by argument or force. It is dissolved by presence, by slowing down, by questioning gently the assumptions that have ruled your perception. Is it really just coincidence? Is it really just imagination? Or is something deeper stirring beneath the surface? Returning to symbolic perception is not regression into superstition. It is an evolution into wholeness. It is reclaiming the ability to navigate reality through both mind and heart, logic and intuition, structure and mystery. The language of signs is a symbolic language. It speaks in images, feelings, resonances. It is not meant to be dissected by analysis but absorbed by awareness. This is why the field often appears silent to the hyper-rational mind. The mind that demands a linear explanation misses the non-linear unfolding. The mind that demands proof before trust misses the miracles designed to build trust. You are not being asked to abandon reason. You are being invited to expand it. To recognize that reason without wonder is a half-lit world. To recognize that the most profound truths are often felt long before they are understood. Think of the ancient navigators who crossed oceans guided by stars and intuition. Think of the mystics who read the messages of nature, the shifting of the winds, the patterns of the birds. They were not naive. They were attuned. Their survival depended on reading the signs, on trusting the field. And so does yours. Though the oceans you cross today are vibrational, the lands you seek, internal. To reawaken the perception of signs is to remember an ancient skill encoded in your very being. It is to allow wonder back into your vocabulary. It is to meet life not as a machine to be controlled, but as a symphony to be danced. Conditioning taught you to fear what you could not explain. Your soul teaches you to love what you can feel beyond explanation. Every time you pause to honor a sign, no matter how small, you chip away at the old structures. You clear the lens. You widen the aperture through which the light of creation can enter your life. Reflection. Where has conditioning silenced the signs in your own journey? What assumptions could you gently question today? Maybe you don't need more answers. Maybe you need deeper presence. Maybe the signs are already there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for the return of your wonder. If this resonates with the ancient part of you that still believes in the language of stars and rivers, consider joining us on this journey of remembrance. The world you seek is already seeking you. It speaks your name in every rustle of the wind. The universe is not silent. It is we who must learn again how to hear. Once you remember that signs are all around, the next sacred step is refining your ability to perceive them. Perception is not passive. It is an active, living, breathing relationship with reality. To sharpen your vibrational listening is not to strain harder. It is to soften more deeply. It is to become a receptive instrument, tuned, open, vibrant with presence. Here are some of the practices that cultivate this sacred listening. Active presence. Presence is the foundation of all. Vibrational sensitivity. Without presence, signs slip past unnoticed, buried beneath the noise of the mind. Presence means inhabiting this moment fully. It means feeling the ground beneath your feet, noticing the texture of the air, listening to the silent spaces between sounds. When you are present, you are porous. You are able to catch the subtle shimmer of synchronicity as it passes. Practice. At least once a day, pause everything. Close your eyes. Feel your breath as it moves through you. Ask silently, what is life whispering to me right now? Then simply listen, without expectation. Over time, you will notice that answers arrive in forms you did not anticipate. A sudden image, a soft knowing, a word brushing against your consciousness like a feather. Intuitive journaling. The mind forgets, the mind doubts. But the act of writing anchors the invisible into the visible. Keeping a manifestation journal is a way of honoring the signs you receive. It is a sacred practice of acknowledgement. Write down synchronicities, dreams, repeating symbols, subtle feelings. Do not analyze them immediately. Simply record them. Over time, a pattern emerges, a living conversation between you and the field. You will realize that nothing was random, that every thread was weaving something magnificent. Journaling sharpens your listening by training your mind to notice and honor the whispers it once ignored. Meditative expansion. Meditation is not about silencing thought by force. It is about widening your awareness beyond the chatter. When you enter deep meditation, you enter the field itself. You sense the textures of vibration. You feel the movement of energy. You open the intuitive channels through which signs travel. Practice. Instead of trying to empty the mind, set the intention to listen beyond the mind. Visualize yourself standing in an open field under a vast sky. Feel the pulse of life vibrating through everything. Ask silently, show me what I need to see. Then surrender. You may not receive visions immediately, but you are tuning the receiver. And the more you tune, the clearer the transmissions become. Living symbolically. To live symbolically is to recognize that life itself is speaking in metaphors. The sudden appearance of a butterfly, the way a certain phrase follows you for days, the unexpected encounter that seems to glow with significance. Symbolic living does not mean forcing meaning onto everything. It means being open to meaning. Arising organically. It means trusting that reality is richer, more layered, more alive than the surface reveals. When you live symbolically, you dance with life. You move not as a controller, but as a co-creator. Patience and play sensitivity. To signs is not a race. It is a blooming. Like a flower turning toward the sun, it happens naturally when conditions are gentle and receptive. Approach this journey with playfulness, with curiosity. Celebrate each sign as a friend returning home. Release the need to decode everything immediately. Let the meanings unfold in their own time, like petals opening. When you stop demanding and start playing, signs flood your life with grace. Vibrational purification. Sometimes, the reason we cannot hear is because we are clogged with noise. Mental, emotional, energetic. Purifying your vibration amplifies your sensitivity. This can be done through practices like breath work, energy clearing, mindful movement, nature immersion. Each act of purification creates more space inside you. And in that space, the whispers of the universe grow louder. Reflection. What small practice can you begin today to honor your vibrational sensitivity? Perhaps it is a few moments of breath each morning. Perhaps it is writing down a single sign you notice. Perhaps it is standing under the night sky and simply listening. Whatever you choose, know that every small act is a door, and behind every door is a deeper relationship with the living field around you. If this call to deepen your perception resonates with you, stay close. Subscribe to Manifest Your Life, and let us continue walking these unseen pathways together, strengthening the eyes that see, the ears that hear, the heart that knows. Your next sign is already on its way. Prepare to notice, prepare to receive. Signs are not commands to act, they are invitations to remember. When the signs begin to appear, and they will, a new challenge often arises. The mind, eager for control, may begin to clutch at them, demanding meaning, demanding timelines, demanding certainty. The heart, however, knows a deeper truth. Signs are not meant to create anxiety. They are meant to create alignment. They are not puzzles to be solved in urgency. They are melodies to be danced with in trust. To receive a sign without anxiety is to return to a more ancient rhythm, one where life is a conversation, not a contract, releasing the need to force. Meaning, not every sign demands immediate action. Not every whisper demands immediate decoding. The human mind, conditioned by urgency and linearity, often tries to impose structure on what is meant to unfold organically. When you receive a sign, breathe. Receive it as you would receive a flower placed in your hands, with gratitude, with wonder, without the compulsion to dissect it. Some signs are confirmations of alignment. Some are gentle course corrections. Some are simple reminders that you are seen, that you are loved. The meaning will reveal itself, often not through analysis, but through living. Trusting the sequence. Manifestation is not a chaotic burst. It is a sequence, an unfolding. Just as a seed becomes a sprout becomes a stem becomes a blossom, your desires unfold through stages of becoming. A sign is often the sprout, visible evidence that the seed is alive, though not yet fully formed. Trust the sequence. Celebrate the sprout without demanding the blossom overnight. Faith is the bridge between the first sign and the final manifestation. Acting from a place of flow. When a sign invites you to act, you will know. There will be a quiet certainty, not a frantic urgency. You will feel pulled, not pushed. The action will feel like stepping into a current that already carries you. If action feels forced, strained, or fear-driven, pause. Ask yourself, am I moving from alignment or from anxiety? Aligned action feels spacious even when it stretches you. Anxious action feels constricted, even when it promises quick results. Learning to distinguish between the two is an art cultivated through self-trust, patience, and presence. Allowing mystery. Some signs are not meant to be understood immediately. Some are seeds planted for a later bloom. Some are foreshadowings of realities your mind is not yet prepared to grasp. Allow the mystery. Cherish the mystery. You do not need to decipher everything today. You need only to remain open, curious, receptive. The universe is vast. Its timing is impeccable. Its orchestration is sublime. Surrender to its intelligence. You are not alone in the unfolding. You are not forgotten. You are part of a symphony, too grand for any one mind to conduct. Gratitude as an amplifier. Gratitude is not a reward for receiving the final manifestation. It is the magnet that draws it closer. When you receive a sign, however small, however cryptic, pause and give thanks. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you for the bridge being built. Gratitude aligns your field with abundance. It shifts your frequency from longing to belonging. It transforms waiting into receiving. Reflection. How do you currently respond to signs? With grasping or with grace? What would it feel like to meet each sign as a sacred guest rather than a test? Today, let yourself soften. Let yourself trust the signs not as pressure but as poetry. They are not measuring your worth. They are celebrating your becoming. If this remembrance speaks to the quiet wisdom inside you, stay close. Subscribe to Manifest Your Life, and let us continue unfolding the art of conscious manifestation, with reverence, with ease, with joy. Your miracles are not rushing towards you. They are unfolding at the perfect rhythm. All you must do is stay tuned, stay open, stay ready. You are not merely the one who asks. You are also the one who answers. There comes a point in the vibrational journey where the relationship between you and the universe transforms. You no longer feel like a separate being asking for favors from a distant cosmos. You recognize that you are the cosmos. You are not just sending out signals, hoping for signs in return. You are becoming the sign. At the highest frequencies of alignment, reality does not simply respond to you. It reflects you effortlessly, instantaneously. You become a living transmission of your desires. Your presence alone becomes magnetic. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very being emanate a frequency so coherent that life reorganizes itself around you. You walk into a room and energy shifts. You think of a possibility and opportunities align. You speak a truth and the environment mirrors it back to you. At this stage, signs no longer feel external. Life itself becomes the seamless extension of your internal field, the echo before the word. In the early stages of manifestation, signs are seen as hints from the outside. But as you embody your highest alignment, you notice something deeper. Reality echoes your frequency before you even articulate your desires. You think of connection, and someone calls. You feel a new idea birthing within, and the resources arrive without struggle. You long for expansion, and synchronicities cascade without warning. You have tuned yourself so precisely that the field cannot help but reflect your inner state instantly. This is not magic. It is physics. It is resonance. It is the natural consequence of full alignment between your essence and your environment. The dissolution of doubt. When you become the sign, doubt dissolves naturally. Not because everything is perfect, but because you trust your alignment more than appearances. You know that even apparent setbacks are part of the greater unfolding. You know that the field responds not to isolated wishes but to sustained vibrational states. And you have cultivated a state of coherence so deep that external fluctuations do not unseat your inner knowing. You become a lighthouse, stable, radiant, guiding manifestations toward you without effort, simply by the purity of your beam. Transmission, over seeking. At this level, you shift from seeking signs to transmitting frequencies. You no longer wait for confirmation. You live as confirmation. Your joy is the sign. Your peace is the sign. Your certainty is the sign. And because like attracts like, the outer world mirrors your internal reality with breathtaking speed and precision. You are no longer chasing life. You are dancing with it. Co-creation as a living state. To become the sign is to enter into conscious. Co-creation as a living state, not a temporary practice. You are always manifesting, but now you are doing it with awareness, with love, with grace. You are not forcing reality. You are partnering with it. You are not trying to control the river. You are becoming the river. You flow where resonance calls you. You dissolve where rigidity once held you. You expand where contraction once limited you. Living as the sign. To live as the sign is to embody a frequency so pure that you naturally illuminate pathways not just for yourself, but for others. Your very being becomes a catalyst. Your presence reminds others of their own power, their own connection, their own light. You become a living testament to the truth that the universe is not something outside to be begged, but something inside to be awakened. Every word you speak, every step you take, every breath you offer into the world carries the vibration of manifestation. You are the bridge between the visible and the invisible. You are the portal through which new realities are born. You are the answer you once sought. Reflection. What would it feel like to live as the sign you once begged to see? What would it feel like to trust so deeply that your very existence became a beacon of the reality you once chased? Today, let yourself begin, not by striving, not by proving, but by remembering. You are already the transmission. You are already the bridge. You are already the miracle, looking for a place to bloom. If this remembrance is stirring the ancient knowing within you, stay close. Subscribe to Manifest Your Life and let us continue expanding together, becoming the signs we once waited for, and creating the worlds we were born to awaken. The signs are not coming. The signs are not near. The signs are you. You are both, the one who asks and the one who is called. Answer the call. Begin now.